Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Christopher Aaron for iGold Advisor. It is the new year, 2021. I want to welcome you back. We are going to have a silver price update. In this video broadcast, we will look at the intermediate term for silver. This is a very exciting time period coming up. I want you to pay attention to what we are seeing on the charts here for silver. This is a crazy time when you think about what is actually happening in the world. You know, we have these riots going on in Washington, D.C. today, the protests about President Trump. What else could happen after this? Who only knows? I certainly am not smart enough to know how this is going to end. But there is one thing that I'm smart enough to do, and I would argue that it's more important. And that is, amidst the chaos that we are seeing right now, to profit. This is the name of the game for 2021. Let us profit amidst the chaos. Look, I'm a patriot. I love this country. I love humanity. I love freedom. I love God. I love to think about our place in the cosmos as divine creatures. This is incredibly important. And at the same time, we must have the financial resources to support ourselves and to be the best human beings that we can be in the very short time period that we are here on this planet. So that's why the theme for 2021 is to profit amidst the chaos. Let's look at it. We are focused on silver here in this update. Silver. Here are the news events. This out of the Washington Post today. A woman dies after shooting in the U.S. Capitol. The National Guard is activated. Look at the mob coming up to the Capitol of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, some would argue. Good Lord, what is happening? Is this the beginning of the end of our republic? Is this the prelude to the next civil war? I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. That's about all I would like to say on that topic. If you have another opinion, please let me know. But I'm going to challenge you to not just be one of these students of current events, not just stand by and let the world take you and sweep you away in the chaos, but I want you to profit. Come through this. Let's profit together, change our lives. So we look at the silver price over the last 3 days. Now it was a little bit weaker today, but you know what? Silver has been strong over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's not surprising to see a bit of a sell-off today. The news about the invasion of the Capitol came right here at 1 p.m., right where my mouse is, right at 1 p.m. And notice silver was higher after that news. So there was a slight safe haven inflow from silver at the end of the day. Still, a bit of a grind for the last 3 days in net sum, but we don't look at 3 days only in this service. We look at the medium and long-term picture. Do we not? Yes, we do. Here it is. Here is the key. Things to keep in mind. This was the panic low in silver at $11.30 back in early March of last year. The panic from $19 down to $11, and then the subsequent rise that we saw up to almost $30 in August of last year, and the correction/consolidation that we have seen since. Now, when we start to pay attention to the price action here, we look at the primary trends in blue. Notice, please, how this primary trend, it didn't begin at the absolute lows. Sometimes trends begin a couple of weeks after the lows here. You can see these secondary lows in late March matched up here with these lows in April and May. These lows here in June. Look at the lows here in September, October, right? And then we see this kind of weird thing where we broke below this primary rising blue trend. But then what? We have recovered it. not only have we recovered the trend here in blue, we have broken the downtrend from the highs. So guys, this is very constructive price action. Are you paying attention to this? What is this? This is called a false breakdown. When you see a market that had clearly been respecting a trend of buying interest, and then you had a couple weeks here where you nominally broke below the rising trend, but then what? Recovered. This is a false breakdown. It means sellers got a little too ambitious. Sellers, some silver buyers here thought maybe silver was going to fall back down to $11. It was not. I'm just going to toot my own horn here for a minute and say in our premium service, we were raising the doubts as to whether or not silver would fall lower. We were saying, look, guys, silver has broken the trend, but we're also paying attention to the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar had been falling the entire time, and so we were saying, look, maybe this is not going to be that much of a decline. What else were we looking at? The gold to silver ratio, which was breaking lower as this was happening, which is typically a good signal for precious metals. Anyway, my point is, we were looking at all these fundamental signals in the precious metals sector, which were making us not want to sell our silver here in this false breakdown. And I'm very glad that we did that, because we are now back within the rising trend, and it looks like silver is getting ready, not today, not tomorrow, but it looks like here within the next quarter. We're talking 3 months here or so. Could this extend until the beginning of the second quarter of this year? Sure. But it looks like silver is getting ready to claw its way back above the recent peak here at $29.50. And then we will be talking about silver well into the 30s before this year is over. This is our highest expectation for the silver market over the intermediate future. We're talking about coming up right now. Okay, and you say, well, silver from 27 to 30 or 35, so what? Big deal? It should be a big deal to you. I want to show you a little bit about what we're doing here, and this is if you're at all interested in profiting amidst the chaos. We bought our last silver/gold miner right here when silver was $24, right back here in the middle of October. And I want to show you what has happened to this since. Our last silver miner from middle of October, as silver is up 11%, you just saw in the last chart, the last miner that we bought is up 75%. I'm not joking about this. We are sitting on massive profits right now. And if you're one of these people who's just saying, well, I'm only into the physical metal, that's fine. I have a lot of physical metal myself. I think the physical metal is your safety net, your insurance policy. But if you're trying to hit a home run and to walk out of this year 2021, which is going to be so chaotic, whistling all the way to the bank and saying, you know what? It was crazy, but I'm sitting on massive profits and I've changed my life this year. Guys, this is what you have to get into. You have to get into these silver mining companies which leverage the value of the metal itself, in this case higher. We have a lot of these companies that are moving higher. And if you've missed this one, our next one is coming out within the next couple of days. That's our best expectation. The exact silver and gold miners that we are buying, you will receive in real-time flash updates to your inbox. This is in a service called Precious Metals Intelligence. You think about it. What would a 75% gain result in over the last 3 months for you? If you had invested $1,000, that would have been a $750 profit. That pays for an annual subscription right there. If you had invested $10,000, that would have been a $7,500 profit in 3 months. You could have bought this service for 10 years with that one trade. Guys, I want you to change your lives so that we can be looking back at this year and saying, hey, maybe the republic burnt down and maybe we're doing the best that we can to keep this country alive. Yes, we are. We love this country. We love freedom. And at the same time, we profited as this was happening. That is what I want you guys to do. If you're comfortable doing the research yourself, go ahead and do it. And I'll see you on the other side of this thing. But if you're not, invest a little bit into yourself and into research in this market. What is going to navigate you through this thing? This is what we're here to do. I've been studying this market for almost 20 years now, and you can have the sum of our knowledge here on this market coming to you every single week. It is highly, highly worth your consideration. If you would like to speak to me, Christopher Aaron, one-on-one, please know that I do voice and email consultations with individuals just like yourself. You might be thinking, well, this is just way too much. I'm just beginning in this sector. Look, it's not too much. Everyone started somewhere. Myself included, all of the hotshots in this sector included, we all started somewhere. So if you would like to review your portfolio or your strategy, please know that I am here to help you as an independent analyst. That is what I do. I look out for your best interest in the best way that I am humanly possible. I want to thank you and make sure that you hit the subscribe button on these videos so you receive the notices when we release the new updates. Thank you to everyone on Patreon who is supporting this service. Guys, imagine yourself 12 to 18 months from now. Imagine the stock market crashes. Imagine certain gold miners go bankrupt because they can't raise financing. Certain silver miners, I've seen this happen. They're not all one and the same. Imagine this happens. Imagine there's a stock market crash, but you come out of this, you're safe, you're whole, you're healthy, and you have profited. I will see you in the next update. God bless.